Hey, this is Geek Public Radio. I am Topher, and with me, as usual, is Crazy Chris.
Hello.
What is up? Hello. What is happening, everybody? Hello, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick. Oh, wait. No, well, this show started off with us getting sued. Awesome.
Right?
Yeah, because Disney owns Fox now, which means they own The Simpsons, which means, yeah, we're going to get sued.
Yeah, well, I mean, they sue everybody.
Yeah, that works.
But for once, we're not talking about racist people. We're not talking about Disney. We're not talking about other blatant stupidity. We're talking about wizards being blatantly stupid.
Yeah, I was going to say, hold on a second here. Well, as always, guys, like he said, I'm Crazy Chris, and that's Topher. You guys can check us out and all of the cool stuff that we have going on right now on geekpublicradio.com. If you are watching this on YouTube, I encourage you, please like, please subscribe. It's those types of things that help this channel grow, and that's how we get bigger. That's how our message gets broadcast to a greater plethora of individuals. That is how we are going to succeed. That's how we're going to fight back against the horrific mind virus that has seemingly taken over all these clickbait channels. We strive to bring you the best of the news, the coolest of the news, and the strangest and I guess stupidest of the news too. That's pretty fair. Anyways, what do you got for us today, Topher?
This is a little different than what we've done in the past. So we've like I said last video, new us, new year, whatever.
Yeah. New year, new me. Yeah.
We're still building out the location that we are in and making everything look all nice so we can go back to video. But this is a great way for us to continue to do our shows and whatnot and bring you fun stuff. Yeah. And so little cartoon usses and the TV, that's what you get.
Believe me, they're way more adorable than we are.
Oh yeah, I know.
The most adorable rendition of Topher that has ever been created on TV right now.
Right.
All right, man. So what's going on in the news? Talk to me.
All right, so let's kick this over to straight from Gamer. Magic the Gathering artist quits following AI controversy. Dave Raposa refuses to work with Wizards of the Coast anymore after the
henceforth referred to as WotC.
Yeah, WotC. Because of the AI controversy of them using the AI.
Oh, you mean so Wizards of the Coast was using AI for Magic the Gathering, or artists were using AI?
Well, see, that's the thing is that like they got called out here recently.
Yeah.
For their Magic the Gathering advertising.
Right, thing. the new cards that they're releasing. I saw that.
Right. Well, that whole image of the cards leaning on the thing with whatever, all that was AI generated.
Nice. Because of course it was. That's the same company that said that. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
No, it's the same company that before via GeekWire, Wizards doubles down, says generative AI stance, says artists are what makes us great.
See, I cannot stand these companies, man. They're so hypocritical. And listen, I'm not a proponent of AI. I am not for it. I'm not against it either. And I've said this before. I believe, just like the Industrial Revolution, as I've said, we are not going to be put out of work, but instead we're going to utilize these tools to make our lives better.
I know tons of people who use AI to help fast track their art. Like they have an idea, they put it through the thing, they take that,
it helps them visualize,
and then they use that as a way to move on to their art.
And let's be realistic here. All of art is inspired from something.
Right.
Everything that is created, whether it be movies or television or audio or pictures or writing, it's all taken from a source, an inspiration. And I don't necessarily feel like looking at AI or using AI to help facilitate that function, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Now, generating AI and then claiming that is your art, that's completely different. I feel like that's theft and dishonest, is disingenuous in my opinion. But that doesn't sound like, is that what happened here? Like the entire image was generated by AI, or was it an artist that used AI?
Well, what it looks like, because Wizards is saying that it was a third party ad person who put together the offending piece.
Okay.
And that they didn't catch it. Though anybody who pulls it up is like, okay, well, this is the Midjourney warble that happens in Midjourney images. The text is garbled; you can't read it. The images here, or like I said, it looks like somebody
was there a six-fingered man?
Looks like they did the AI piece and then cleaned it up. A human cleaned it up and made it whatever.
So they generated the art, and then a human went behind them and like added extra things to it. So like,
well, cleaned it up, like got rid of.
Because obviously the cards aren't AI generated, right?
Don't know. That's part of the thing. Like, so they, according to the article,
this is a company that said they weren't going to do it and then did it.
Right.
So is anything beyond them at this point?
So from the Gamer. Let's go with that one.
Okay.
This is where I got to find stuff again.
Cricket. That's all right. Believe me, I can backfill. That's not a problem.
Yeah, it's like it says, and just like that poof, I'm done working for Wizards. That is his
quote.
His tweet.
Okay. His ex.
Yeah. He's like, and
I think they're called posts now, by the way. I think they're actually called posts.
Then just like that poof, I'm done working for Wizards of the Coast. You can't say you stand against them and then blatantly use AI to promote your products. Email sent, goodbye, you all.
Good ball. You say goodbye, F you all.
It was like, if you're going to stand for something, better make sure you're actually paying attention. Don't be lazy and don't lie.
Right. I'm firmly on board with that. I think that's a principled artist. I'm okay with it. Like, there are a lot of artists that would have just been like, screw it, I'm going to cash my check. But this guy firmly believes in his work and doesn't. You know what? I can't fault the guy. That's what he wants to do. That's okay.
This is once again AI controversy surrounding the engulfed AI controversy has once again engulfed Wizards of the Coast, Magic the Gathering, and D&D communities as they've been rocked with allegations of AI art. Try saying that like 5 times.
AI art. Sorry.
Now, allegations of Wizards using AI generated art has once again surfaced. The issue has been escalated to the point where Dave Raposa has quit over the issue.
Wow. I mean, like I said, good for him standing for something, and shame on WotC as usual for reneging on what they said that they were going to do. Because I remember that article when it popped up, because that was a thing that had been discussed before with Dungeons and Dragons, and there was like the dwarf art or something had popped up, and people who were accusing the artist of using AI to facilitate some of the imagery that was in the, like, basically taking some of it and then fine tuning it
right
to call it his own.
And so what makes it worse here is that Wizards come out strongly against the use of AI in its future products following previous incidents with releases such as Bigsby Presents Glory of the Giants. Wizards have struck, which is the part that had the AI dwarfs and, and all of the other stuff. Wizards has stuck to its own stance against AI art.
So, I mean, according to this article, it was a third party, according to WotC, it was a third party advertiser that they hired out.
Yeah, third party marketing person.
Okay, so I hate this. Stop making me just defend stupid people. I hate it. But I'm gonna devil's advocate for just a second. I mean, good for the artist. He wants to stand for it. And shame on WotC for not properly vetting the image before they decided to go ahead and release it. They have an entire team of marketing. That's their entire job. You guys are at fault for this. So I'm not letting them off the hook. But here's what I will say. Wizards specifically did not use AI art for their products. They did, however, use AI for their marketing.
Well, no, that's the thing is, like, did they know? Did they just say, oh, nobody's going to notice? Yada, yada, yada. Here's what I'll say. More than likely, they looked at it. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. You're a nerd. You're a geek. We get this. This is the same
company
that just laid off 1,100 people.
Oh, I'm aware. I don't like WotC. I just said that. But here's what I will say. More than likely, whatever nerd is in charge of the design probably got the image back and went, yo, that looks awesome. and didn't even bother to funnel it through whatever channel.
Well, that's the thing. They've gotten rid of most of the nerds. So they're literally just business people now.
Which is worse because they probably looked at it and said, that's cool. And then didn't even think to nerd out long enough to go, better make sure this wasn't AI.
Because what it comes down to is
can AI make me money?
Is it, they're using AI to quote somebody else. They're using AI backgrounds while denying that they were. So what is to say? Like, it goes back, and I have this conversation. We have a thing coming up where I talk to an IP lawyer, and we talk about like, there is no 30% rule. If you change something 30%, then you can do whatever.
No, that does not exist.
That is actually a urban legend.
Right. You and I have had that discussion many a time.
So there's not a percentage that you can change something and make it something new. So so AI art, if they're coming in and trying to trademark and copyright and do all of that stuff,
just to put a little bullet point right on that. If you were to take just the head of one Steamboat Willie and attach it to the body of something that you drew, right? Just a human body that you yourself had drawn, you would honestly say 70% of that image had been changed. Right. But that head is iconic to a brand, which means that you are marketing off that brand. So, I mean, just thinking about it, just a bullet point thinking about it that way, the 30% rule is nonsense.
Well, I mean, it's still public domain. So, I mean,
Steamboat Willie is right now, of course. Yeah. But I'm talking about like one M. Mouse.
Right.
Mr. Mouse, excuse me. I'm sorry, Disney.
And you're not talking about C Entertainment Cheese over here.
Jiminy Christmas. Anyways, go ahead.
Did you know that was his middle name?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I used to go there all the time as a kid, man.
Yeah, Chucky Entertainment Cheese.
Yep.
Charles.
The E's for entertainment.
So,
Charles Entertainment Cheese is what.
But my thing is like I said, if you are building something and you're doing all of this work, and it's a shortcut or whatever, but you're on a deadline. You literally watched thousands of people get cut. Budgets are small. You're not going to get paid. What would you do?
I mean,
like you have 14 different art things that you have to do artwork
supervise, right?
No, like you have to do artwork for.
Yeah.
And then you
can shortcut.
Okay, well, if I just generate the background and put my art on top of the background,
correct. Which and again, this is kind of what I'm getting at. Is right now, especially with artists, there are a lot of artists who resent very much the use of AI, and I can understand from their perspective what they're driving at. I get it,
right? But they learned from somebody else.
But exactly, and by utilizing the tools that are in front of you, you can make some pretty phenomenal looking pieces without having to worry about the finer details in the back. You can focus on the subject that you're trying to create. So using AI for a background, I don't really see a lot of things wrong with that. Now, granted, I'm also not an artist. I don't, in the traditional sense of drawing things, right? I don't have that same perspective, right? And there will continue to be like Esposa. What is his last name? Oh my God. I'm sorry. Raposa. So like him wanting to make his stand and continue to make art his way, absolutely, I stand behind you 100%. But if the next artist in line wants to utilize AI as background and put his art on top of it, or vice versa, whatever, then I stand behind you as well. I think that's a good idea.
I think that the catch is that they are going against what they have stated.
Oh no, the hypocrisy is genuine, and by all, and WotC should be shamed. WotC should be shamed. We should all get online right now and shame WotC. WotC, you should be ashamed.
Because they basically come out and said the publisher said part of the promo image from a third party vendor used AI.
Yeah. Like they used AI when they said they would not use AI, and they did not specify and say only in D&D. They did not specify and say only in our individually produced art. That's not what they said. Right. They said we will not be using AI for, and they said for our art,
right?
Which you utilize it in your marketing, you own the rights to that, which makes it your art.
Which
So
means
if I were to take that image and use it for my advertisement, I'd be sued.
No, they would no because it's AI. They have admitted that it's AI generated. Therefore, they no longer.
No, but if I were to take those Magic the Gathering cards that are in that image and then use them, they would claim that those Magic cards are
right. But then
proprietary.
Then that goes down to how much of a percentage of the image being original,
which we established is nonsense, right?
So because the way it sits right now, no matter how much of the image is made, there hasn't been a ruling that has said 50% or whatever. Like,
I'm kind of glad for that though, because it does leave it open for interpretation for the judge, which the law can interpret it, which I know sounds really, really bad. And don't talk to suits; they're not your friends. There's my tinfoil hat right there, guys. There you go. But I'm happy for that too, because otherwise you would see a lot of really insane things happening if they were to assign a percentage rule. If they were there to be an actual assignment, you would see some nutso stuff, and your stuff, my stuff, other people's stuff that they have created. You would see it getting hijacked left and right.
Here's my question: is you remember the stuff in the 70s and the 60s? You see, I know you're not.
Whatever. I'm not that old, buddy.
But like the major art form was collages. You have like Warhol doing
oh yeah.
Taking pictures of stuff that was somebody else's stuff and like merging it all together and making another piece of art with
Correct. Yeah. The Campbell's soup can comes to mind.
Well, I mean, you're looking at stuff like, the collages of around like the hippie movement where they literally would cut out magazine pictures and paste it on a page.
I mean, that was the thing in the 90s too.
Photocopy it and make it like, and that's how they do the artwork and their stuff. That is considered art. That is considered copyrightable.
True.
None of them add permission from the places that they use that art from. No, and they didn't create the art themselves. They took it from. So what is the difference between the hippies in the 60s and the AR artists, their AI prompters?
I suppose that those details, that's in the minutia. Right. That's you really got to kind of dive down into you start asking some pertinent questions. What constitutes art? What constitutes creation? And then you have to define specifically, did those artists create something new from existing image? Right. And if that's the case,
then that's what AI
is. And that's what AI
takes does. Existing images and says, I want a cheeseburger with tentacles sticking out of it on a plate.
Squid burger.
Make it look like yada, yada, yada in the style of X. And that's what
because X going to give it to you.
On that note,
broader details to be discussed in the comment section below, guys. Feel free to reach out to us on geekpublicradio.com or right here on over on YouTube, guys. Find it out in the comment section. What do you think constitutes art?
And so we are on YouTube, Rumble, and the audio podcast is on a bunch of other platforms.
Yeah, if you get podcasts somewhere, we're on it. Right? It's just there.
Just search Geek Public Radio.
Yeah, can't miss it.
I am Topher.
I'm Crazy Chris.
And we will see you in the next video.
Peace.